Hey, what's going on, everyone? I wanted to make this video because I've been asked a few times, what's the best items that I have in my collection, or what's my favorite items that I have in my collection? And I figured, you know what, that'd actually be a pretty fun video to make. And just a little heads up, some of these items aren't like the greatest articulated or the greatest detailed, or like what I would consider like the best action figure ever made, or, you know, action figure of last year or something along those lines. This is nothing like that. These are mostly just ones that I like, ones that I have a really strong attachment to, ones that I consider like my favorite. If I had to choose any that would be like a favorite. Also, these are in no particular order. I don't know what the order would be. You know, if you gave me a week, 2 weeks, 10 weeks to try to figure out like my top 10 like in order, I don't know if I would even be able to do that. So these are in no particular order, so let's go ahead and run it on down. Number 10. All right, and so first up on the list we have Bebop from Super 7 in the TMNT Ultimates line. I love this figure so much. This figure is just so amazing. Bebop was always one of my favorite villains from the TMNT line. As far as the main cast goes, he was one of my favorites. And I always loved the vintage toy. I don't know what it was about Bebop, but I've always liked him. I don't know if it's just because he has like the skulls and the ring in his nose and the mohawk. Like, he's just always been so cool to me. And so when Super 7 finally came out with their Ultimates line for the Ninja Turtle series, and they base it off of the vintage toys, I just about lost my mind. I couldn't believe it. I knew this was going to be the line that was going to get me, and I was going to go all in on. And this figure did not let me down. This figure just completely blew me away. He does have some articulation issues here and there. I do wish he had an ab crunch. But he's such a big, beefy toy, and he's such a cool action figure. He's got so much detail. Even in his jacket, it's a little pliable, so it's got some flexibility to it. Like, it's just so amazing. I absolutely love this figure so much. Number 9. All right, and next up on the list, we have Vegeta. I absolutely love this figure. He is pretty tall. He's taller than like a regular SH Figure Arts figure. They're normally small, around like 5.5 inches, and they're kind of pricey. And I don't really like spending a whole lot of money on like pricey figures if they're going to be tiny. And he is, I think, pushing about like 7 inches. And as you can see, he's all like, all the arms and the legs is all fabric. And it's just, it looks like he's wearing like a suit. And it's so cool. And with like the alternate face plates and the eyes, and the fact that you can even swap them out to have the base Vegeta hair color, he's just so cool. And the articulation on him is actually pretty good. I love this figure so much. When I got this figure, my mind was just blown. I couldn't believe it. I was so glad that I got him. Like I said, I don't really get into the SH Figure Arts line. I've been thinking about maybe getting a few here and there, but now that I have this Vegeta, I don't know if I really need to. So I love this figure, and I'm hoping that they add more to this line, at least for the Dragon Ball Z figures. Number 8. And next, we've got Super Shredder from the NECA TMNT Secret of the Ooze. This figure is just so cool. The fact that like you see all the muscles. I mean, of course, you know, I don't know if you know or not, but the actor that played him was Kevin Nash. So he's a really tall, buff dude. And Super Shredder was just so amazing. When I saw him as a kid, I lost it. I was like, man, this is like one of the coolest villains that I've ever seen in a movie before, and he is just so cool. The muscle detail on this figure is cool. The paint app is amazing, and I've always wanted this Super Shredder. We had the Playmates Super Shredder, and he just wasn't as cool as the one that was in the movie. It was, I mean, this was a toy made for kids, so he didn't, you know, and this was back in the 90s, so he wasn't the most detailed and stuff. But I remember seeing the movie and just seeing Super Shredder on the screen, and just wanting an action figure that looked like him. And finally, after all these years, NECA delivered, and they delivered big. This figure is amazing. He's huge. I think he's probably around like 9 inches tall, if not taller. He's such a big, beefy boy, and I absolutely love this figure. Number 7. This one is a newer figure. He is based off of the original Playmates sewer Surfin Mikey. This figure is just so cool. I always loved this one when I was a kid. The Playmates version with the bright colors and the surfboard and everything. He was just so cool. He was just such a fun toy. And Super 7, they came out with this one in their Ultimates line, and he's just so cool. I absolutely love this figure. I love the fact that his tongue's sticking out and everything. I got him on a stand, so it looks like he's kind of surfing. Like, I absolutely love this figure. It's so much fun, and this is why I love the Super 7 Ultimates line. Number 6. All right, now we're getting into some big stuff. I've got right here the Power Rangers Shogun Megazord. This was one of my favorite Megazords. I don't know why, but it was just so cool. I love this era of Power Rangers. The Zords were fun. The Rangers were cool. Like, I absolutely love this Megazord. How it was like small Megazords that combined together into one giant one. Like, it was just so much fun, and the design is just so cool. I love him so much. Number 5. All right, and next we have Toca. This figure is just so cool. This is the one from the NECA TMNT Secret of the Ooze line. This one is everything and more that I have ever wanted from this line. This was the #1 when NECA announced years ago that they were making action figures from the Ninja Turtle movies. This was the one. This was the #1 on my list, above Super Shredder. I love Super Shredder, but Toca, for some reason, I love him as a villain. I think he's... a lot of people give Secret of the Ooze a little bit of crap for not having Bebop and Rocksteady and going for Toca and Razor, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like them a little bit more. I don't know what that makes you as a TMNT fan, but I kind of like them a little bit more. Toca is just so cool. I love the design of Toca. And this one is just amazing. I like I said, I had the Playmates toy when I was a kid, but he never looked nearly as cool as he did in the movie. And I remember watching the movie as a kid and just hoping and praying that one day I will get this figure. And NECA, they came out with it, and I couldn't believe it. I didn't care if they were going to charge $500 for this toy. I was going to get it. I may have to hear it from my wife later, but but yeah, I was going to get this figure no matter what. That this was like a lifelong dream of mine ever since I was a child. I have a Toca action figure that looked this good, just like how he does in the movie. And even the articulation on him is good. His eyebrows move, his beak moves, his mouth moves up and down. Like you can open and close his mouth. Even his back, super spiky. It's really spiky. It's just everything that you would want and more from a Toca action figure, and it's so cool. I love this one so much. Number 4. All right, and up next we have the Dragonzord battle mode. This is the Dragonzord that is combined with other Zords from the Dino Megazord. It's got the Triceratops, Saber-toothed Tiger, and the Mastodon. This one is so cool. This one's really high up on my list. Mostly just because I didn't have all the parts to make this when I was a child. I had the Dragonzord. Did not have the Dino Megazord. So this one was always one of those ones that I wanted to build so much. I wanted to put together because this was like my favorite version of the Megazord back then in the old MMPR days. The Shogun Megazord is cool. I love that one. But this one does top it. This one is just, in my opinion, just so much cooler. I love like just the gold shield on the chest. It just looks amazing. But yeah, I didn't have the ability to make this, and I would like try to combine the Dragonzord with other Power Ranger Megazords that I had to build something that was kind of similar, and I couldn't do it. So yeah, this one is just so cool that I finally have it after all these years. I finally have the all the Zord parts to make the Dragonzord battle mode. So this one was one of those like lifelong dream toys that I wanted to own, and I finally have it, and it's in my collection, and I love it. Number 3. You won't believe it looking at it. But yeah, this is it. Ground Chuck from TMNT. This is the old Playmates toy. This is my favorite villain in the Ninja Turtle line. Just my favorite. I don't know why. I love him so much. I don't know if it's just because he's a bull or the bright red and the blue, all that kind of mixed up, and the fact that he's got like cyborg parts with like the robot leg and the eye and everything. But I love this figure. This toy was just so much fun to play with when I was a kid. I always loved them. And since I have the one out of box, I also went ahead and got a one that's mint on card. Well, maybe not mint, but his on card, never opened. I wanted to get one just because since he's my favorite character, I figured if I'm going to have one Ninja Turtle character from the original line, you know, on card still, it would be Ground Chuck. And yeah, I have Ground Chuck now. And one funny little tidbit I didn't know is the green on his head. You know, it's supposed to be green. It's his hair. But I didn't know that there was a kind of an accident at the factory where these were being made. But some of them were actually released with, instead of the green hair, with silver hair. And it's like the silver hair variant, or some call it Silver Brain. Actually found out this information in a Pixel Dan video. I was watching one of his toy hunts, and he came across a Ground Chuck who had the silver hair, and he pointed it out in his video. And at that time, I already had mine that was on card. And I was like, huh, that's kind of funny. I didn't know that. Let me go run and look just to see if mine is the one with the silver hair. And sure enough, it's the one with the silver hair. I couldn't believe it. And also, I have Ground Chuck from the NECA cartoon line. My mother-in-law got me him while she was out antiquing with some friends. So I have him to add to my collection. And of course, I cannot wait for Super 7 to come out with their Ultimates version. I need to have all of the Ground Chucks. Number 2. This one does mean a lot to me. This one mostly for sentimental value. I always loved Street Sharks. And so Streaks from Street Sharks was always my favorite character in that cartoon. And I wanted the toys so bad. And I remember one year for my birthday, my older brother, at this point, I don't know if he ever got me a birthday present before, but my older brother actually took me to a Toys R Us, I believe it was, to let me pick out an action figure for my birthday. And we went in, and I remember I grabbed Streaks. It's not this actual one. I wish it was. I wish I still had him, but I was able to get another one, you know, a couple years ago. And this is one of my favorites. I love this character. The toy's so much fun. And it has, you know, like I said, you know, sentimental, you know, value, because this is just one of those ones where like my older brother took me to a toy store to let me get a toy for my birthday. And that kind of meant a lot to me, because around that time, like, he, you know, always looked up to my older brother. He's a few years older than me, and so I was just, I always looked at myself as just a little kid. He don't like me, and yeah, the fact that he, you know, got me a toy for my birthday, and it was one of my favorite character from a cartoon that I liked at the time. I really loved it, and yeah, this one is, it means a lot. I love this one. Number 1. And lastly, we have Michelangelo, the giant Michelangelo from the old Playmates Toys line. This one just means so much to me. I remember I got on for Christmas one year. This was one of those toys where, I don't know, did you have like a toy that you've opened up for Christmas and that memory sticks with you for the rest of your life? This was him. I got Michelangelo for Christmas one year, and I don't know why. Like, there are some other toys that I kind of remember here and there that I got for Christmas, but this one stuck out to me. This is like that childhood Christmas memory is one of the reasons why he's up here. But also, when I got a little bit older in my teenage years, you know, all my toys, you know, got tossed away. And I always thought about this one. I always missed him. My wife, she knew about him. She knew that I wanted this giant Michelangelo, and she got him for Christmas for me. So I've gotten this toy twice for Christmas. So yeah, it's kind of funny. I've gotten him twice for Christmas, and the fact that my wife got him for me the second time just makes it mean even more to me. He's staying with me for life. So yeah, if anything, maybe they'll throw him in the casket with me. Who knows? That is my top 10. Like I said, a lot of these figures on here aren't the greatest detailed or aren't the best articulated or anything, but they are what mean the most to me as far as what toys are in my collection. These ones are just amazing. They mean so much to me, and I'm glad I have them, and I will never get rid of them. Hey everyone, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, if you could please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, that would be greatly appreciated. And if you want to stay up to date for when I'm going live on Twitch, or when new videos are coming out on YouTube, you can follow me right here on Twitter. I will also have a link down in the description below. I really hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.